I thought I was the only mentally challenged one here.
Ooh, baby. Morning's here again. So let's do this, sugar. And no cream. Wake up slow, take that first sip. Shizzy's got 'em slipping, losing their grip. His moves so smooth to start your day. What you gonna do? Oh, you know the way. You know Papa don't flinch, don't blink. Ooh, baby, he's sharper than you think. Morning Whiz, take it in. Shizzy's got a whole new spin. Fools keep falling, truth's on fire. Papa Nut just lit the pyre. Oh no, they tried to come for him. Look at those fools looking so dim. They poke, they scratch, they beg, they plead. But I'm right here, waiting for my daddy to leave. Pour it black, shake off the night. Shizzy's teasing, get me going just right. Morning Whiz, start the show. Sip it slow, let it flow. Fools are crying, game's been set. Ooh, baby, they ain't seen nothing yet. Now that's a morning sugar. Coffee's hot and burning. And Shizzy Daddy, oh, he's just getting started. Come on, Daddy, give me some of that something.
Oh my God, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry. They took it to the counter.
You put it out, then pull it back. Hide every word behind your slap. You say they watch, you say they steal, but every night you eat the meal. Another name, another threat, another war you haven't won yet. You light the match, burn by the flame, then act surprised when they say your name. Keep flapping them jaws, smack talking, breaking laws. Like the tape won't run. Keep digging, keep digging. Still more than broke. Still more than broke. You call it law, you call it proof. Can't build a case without a roof. You say they can't, you say they won't. You make some rules, then break your own. Put it behind a member's wall like no one heard a thing at all. But every word leaves a grease stain. Blame the world and start again. Flapping them jaws, smack talking, breaking laws till the whole thing bends. Keep fighting, keep fighting. Till you sue your friends. Moaning face up, cry me a river. Gonna sue us all. Mouth getting bigger. Moaning face up, everybody's in your way. Sue when you're broke. Sue the earth for gravity. You're still more than broke. Sue the air for carrying sound. Sue the floor for holding you down. Sue the clock for keeping time. Sue the truth for crossing the line. One silence, one control. Keep feeding the same black hole. You said it, we heard it. You said it, we wrote it down. You said it, now you hate it. Because the words are still around. Moaning Fleeca, cry me a river. Gonna sue us all, mouth getting bigger. Moaning Fleeca, everybody's in your way. Sue when you're broke. Sue the earth for gravity. There's still more than moaning Fleeca, screaming at the screen. Transcript is a crime, it only shows what you really mean. Keep talking, use the paywall. Keep talking, already heard it all. Keep talking, use the paywall. Keep talking, record it all.
My, how is everybody doing this morning? Jeez Louise, were they losing their mind last night or what? Gosh, all Megan did was show the body cam footage of a YouTuber that was arrested. Oh, they're losing their mind. Oh my gosh. No, Gabe's not a YouTuber. He's totally not a YouTuber. He only shows up on stream and all my thumbnails. He's totally not a YouTuber. Oh, you like that. You like that. Hey, how you doing, Debbie Webb? Yes, I do that. I do that, Lee. I do that. You grab our attention straight away. You set up a thirst trap. Clever. Whoa, wide awake now. Well, I hope so. Oh my gosh. Hello, how are you doing, Lee? Good to see you. Good morning, Green Flamingo. Good to see you. How you doing? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. My gosh. What time is it in Georgia? Well, it's usually about 6 o'clock in the morning here whenever I start up in the morning. Yeah, I do an early morning kind of stream. Good to see you, Twaddle Bum. Morning. Well, thank you, Green Flamingo. I'm glad you love the job. I couldn't sleep. Thought maybe Shizzy has something I need to hear. Oh, I probably do have something that would be quite interesting to hear. Morning, not awake. Just getting your first coffee, Cynthia. Don't worry about it. It's a beautiful time to be here. Everybody enjoys themselves. Good morning, Froggy Numbers. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I hope that you're not having too crazy of a morning there in the French Riviera. I know you're nowhere near there, but shut up. I want to tease you anyway, whether you like it or not, because that's what I do. It's 5 a.m. Middle Tennessee. Well, that's good. That's good. I mean, Middle Tennessee is a beautiful place to be. A beautiful place to be this time of day. Good morning, wonderful people. Good to see you, Pokemon. One of my faves. How you doing? My gosh, it is crazy. Now, I don't know if you guys saw it last night, but I was over on Starcasms. I was giving her such a hard time. I was having a blast. It was the end of my work day, and I was feeling saucy. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was so much fun over there playing with her puppies. If you know, because it was sarcasm. You take it like a champ. My gosh. I got something I think I want to play for you because it does tie in a little bit with today. Just a small smidgen. Let me see if I can get that thing for you. Yeah. Right. Why is it doing it? Oh, I see what the problem is. Let's see. Remove that, and then we'll do this and this. All right, there we go. Ginger Jim. Good morning. Good morning, Dine. Autocorrect was supposed to say hello, Debbie. It's a shame that things are so damn quiet these days. I wish there was some excitement. I'm with you, Pokemon. I totally wish there was some sort of excitement. Oh, Polybobka, sorry. So damn quiet. Wish there was some excitement. There's never any excitement ever, except I guess just enjoy the song, because that is the, and I've got a video that I'm working on for this one that I think you guys will quite enjoy. Enjoy the music in the meantime. Check this out.
Come off the porch and say it standing. You talk so tall when bullshit's all yours. You don't cut the one in front of you. You cut the ones behind the door. Double loser spins the neighbor's story. Wears the hurt like 100 pounds. Needs a monster every evening. Oh, the quiet hears a throat sounds. Plastic muppet crawled back from the grave she made. Called it healing. She's filled with hate. It's just a mouth that missed the noise and a brain that learned too late. You won't fight her. You try to end her. Destroy her husband, kid, and her name. If you had her, you'd be going at her, but you ain't. So you take aim. You won't fight her. You'll try to hurt her. Petty little children with a crown of thorns. Say it to her face or shut your mouth. Your back has no bones. She did it first as a child's lie, said by women who with a past. You mock her body, then you flinch when she gives it back. Private when it suits your sermon. Public when you want the blood. You don't want the truth between you. You want someone with you in the mud. You won't fight her. You try to end her. Destroy her husband, kid, and her name. If you had her, you'd be going at her, but you ain't. So you take aim. You won't fight her. You try to end her. Petty little children with a crown of thorns. Say it to her face or shut your mouth. Your back has no bones. Face to face, you'd fold in half. Hide behind, I was just saying. You need a crowd to grow a spine. You need a villain to keep praying. You didn't catch her in a lie. You just got loud and called it brave. Too many mouths with an empty head digging somebody else's grave. You won't fight her. You'll try to hurt her. That's the only move you own. If it was righteous, you'd be standing there, not circling the house alone. You don't fight her. You go around her. Let the night say what you want. You came hungry, you came ugly, and you still can't say it. You're still trying to break the girl. And all you are doing trying to break the girl.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Crazy stuff, huh? Good morning. Good morning. I'm just waiting for all you fine people to get in here and get woken up. Get a little bit of interesting stuff in front of you. Now, what I'm going to show you today is a little bit of the crazy that the Flea has been saying. Now, you have to remember that she goes on a 3-hour stream. She gets the what do you call her? the Lips McGee over there just shows up and is like, please, please, let me on, 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 let me on. She just freaking the fuck out. Gets on and absolutely loses her shit for another 2 hours. Oh my God. It just went on and on and on going after Megan Fox. Why would they be going after Megan Fox? You know, the interesting part is they knew that there was body cam footage. They knew that they lied. They knew that they lied the whole time that they were telling you this story that he went down there, totally went to turn himself in. Maybe he did. Megan ever say that he didn't? Said, "No, what she showed was that old Gaby Poo was arrested right there. He was brought off in that body cam footage. He's sitting there saying, I've never been to jail. Can I be there?" Oh my gosh. If you haven't seen it, you definitely need to go check it out. She's gonna have that thing posted up on the Rumble side, and that's gonna drive him up a little bit more, a little bit angrier, get him so mad that they are now claiming, "We're gonna file it. We're gonna sue. We're adding all these people to we're going after Deanna too." Why would you be going after Deanna? Deanna didn't say anything about this. As far as I can tell, Deanna had nothing to do with this. Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. Maybe nothing, but why would they be bringing that up? Well, at the first part of that video on Fleeces, the multi-hour stream, they tried showing that that this is what happened. This is totally what happened. This is how the bankruptcy the guy subpoenaing me totally didn't subpoena me. What? Her own declarations, her own claims of what happened completely differ from the video that she showed, didn't it? Now, you have to remember the whole time she's been saying, well, I was totally like going to be out of town. I wasn't going to be back and I could totally not do it. Couldn't get the service. Couldn't get the service. Nope. My husband might be there. You can just leave it with him. Totally leave it with him. And so he goes, "Well, yeah, I can't just leave it sitting on your table. That's not how it works. You know, someone has to be there." And she verifies that throughout all of her journalistic privileges is what she's trying to claim. Well, I can totally like talk about this. Well, hasn't she been so adamant, so absolutely adamant that she can go in and she's totally a creditor here. I mean, maybe I should ask an attorney on this, but if she's a creditor, then she already gets service. You could just serve her through email. I would guess. I mean, she's a creditor, right? That's what she claims. I totally get everything. I'm totally a creditor. I know all about this. Hmm, really? And then she claims that, well, he should be serving her at her PO box. Mm, that's not how service works. It's not like, she didn't dox herself and show her own address on screen and has multiple times. I mean, not saying that anybody should reach out and contact her, but you would think that if you're wanting to get in there and you're wanting to show Randy Shockett how crooked he is and how horrible he is, well, why don't you just go ahead and jump on in there? Why don't you just, subpoena Randy, subpoena Jeremy? Get Jeremy in there for a deposition. Just bring him right in. Say, hey, I'm deposing Jeremy because I'm a true creditor and he's a potential creditor. Hmm. No, no, no. You have to understand that the flea flaps her jaws, says things, and never plans on following through with any of it. Why do I say that? Because, well, let's see, for the past 2 years, she's been claiming that she's totally suing all these people that are defaming her, and and nothing ever comes of it. Never. Nothing. Mm. It's interesting that, she's trying to claim that AI wrote it for her, but then she doesn't. I mean, like I said, listen to her wording very carefully. She never says that she wrote it with AI. What she says is that like the lips now, she totally told me there's this AI you can use. You can totally use this AI and there you go. Like that you can totally use it. Never does she say that she actually uses. She just says that she was told about an AI that you could use. Hmm. Edited her videos. Of course she edited her videos. I mean, that's why would she show the whole thing? You have to remember, and I noticed this in that video that she was claiming to show. Oh, and you can't disseminate this. You can't show it. Prove it. Okay. Okay, we'll play your stupid little game. We won't show you the video. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll show you the whole thing. Interesting. She says, "Well, look, he shows up on this date, and see, we were totally out of town, but then all of a sudden she comes back with the same day." Hmm. And then, of course, they show, well, this is the next day. Okay, you got the next day. And Gabe totally went and got me coffee. Wait a second. Wait. So are you saying that your husband did something illegal? Hmm. It'd be really interesting that you've got video proof of your husband driving without a license. Wow. Multiple times. Hmm. That's very interesting, Lisa. You just showed video of your husband driving while he has no license to operate a motor vehicle. Hmm. Are you trying to throw him under the bus? Because, he's supposed to be showing up for court here in next month, right? And wow, it's interesting that he's driving without a license. Mm, that right there, that's a good job, Lisa. Smart, smart. Showing video of your husband driving while he not supposed to because he doesn't have a license. Mm. Remember how they were going off about Bill saying like he has to drive a golf cart because well you could drive a golf cart without a license, but like Gabe is driving under a suspended license and not only a suspended license, but he knows it's suspended. Oh, I mean that's your claim, right? Or are you saying that you didn't know that? I mean, it gets really confusing between what she says and what she says she knows. But going back to the video, besides showing Gabe driving without a license and doing that multiple times. Very salty this morning. Very salty. I hope not. Hope not. Look at that. I got a little alfalfa thing popping up on my head. It's my horns. My horns are starting to come out. But she tries to claim that he walked off without serving the papers. Well, she never showed that because later she says, well, and all of a sudden those papers just magically showed up on my front patio. Wait, there's no video of him not doing that. All it shows is a video of something in his hand. Can't prove that's not the papers. I mean, it looks like he's holding something in his hand, walking up and walking down. That could be a clipboard. How thick was this subpoena? Just a few pages, maybe 15 pages, 20 pages. It wasn't like he was handing her a notebook. It was very limited on the scope of what Randy was requesting out of that subpoena. Touring Dragon's Gravy, Chavel. Yeah, thank you very much, Froggy. And if you enjoy the content, smash and hit the like button. Gee, I would never drive without a license, insurance registrations, never know the popo. Just might pull an old lady over. Well, I hope not. I mean, unless they're like asking for your number, then you might not mind if they pull you over. You might actually invite them in for tea or a cup of coffee. How dare we require someone to pass a test proving they can drive and give them a license only for them to break the law and do it again? Just not easy to get it back. Yeah. Yeah. Happy house of the outlaws. Yeah. Now, someone commented and said, that can't be Lisa. The body was too thin. Well, you never actually saw the body. It wobbled out there. Yeah, she wasn't going to show you that. She wasn't going to show you the video of him possibly coming back and picking up the papers. Never show you the video of her going out and picking up the papers, because how would she know what the papers say unless she was served to be able to make a substantive response? Weird. Huh? Really strange that she makes all these claims, and then never actually shows you any proof of it. She'll tell you there's proof, just like she'll say, I'm totally showed the receipts on what we did. No, you showed some images of things. I mean, this is common for them not to show the whole thing. They'll give you just enough without showing you the proof of it. Think about this. She retained an attorney. Okay. Retained an attorney. You would think that something would have been filed by now. If she retained an attorney, there would be this big lawsuit pending. She would be shouting it from the rooftops, right? No, she's not showing anything. No proof of anything. No proof of a lawsuit. Been what? Going on a week now? You would think that all of the information would be up there. Oh, I've totally retained an attorney. I'm totally suing her for copyright. Okay. Still nothing. Still nothing. I guess you might want to look up what actual journalistic privileges are that she tries to claim here. Yeah. Her saying she's a non-party, but if she would be a party to the whole bankruptcy, especially if what she claims is true, that she's been sending money to Saran Wrap. Oh, I never said that. No. No, you're trying to double speak. But you did. Yeah, you did mention that very, very much so. Let me see if I can find that document real quick. Give me just a second. I'm pretty sure that I've got it. Is it there? Is it there? No, it's not there. think it's something I was looking at. Yes. And I'm going to go a little bit of what she was saying. All right. So her bankruptcy settlement was multiple parts that she was talking about. One of the things she said is, I kept telling you they did not offer him that property. Okay. Then she admits direct communication with him. I actually spoke to the lawyer today, and it's not a secret. Why would you be speaking to an attorney for the debtor? I mean, you being the creditor speaking to the attorney for the debtor, that's a little odd. Now, she also acknowledged that the proposed transaction was not finalized and involved contingencies. Right? Remember that. Says it's not a done deal, so all the details will change. Then she goes on to admit that Jeremy submitted the offer. They did not offer him the house. Sorry, not the house, the property. He actually put an offer in. And then she also claimed that the lawyers involved in the matter had requested clips of Jeremy discussing the property. Yeah. What did she say? Quote, he said it enough times that was brought to the attention of the other lawyers, and all those lawyers requested clips of each time he said it. End quote. Now, whenever Robbie called Lisa the keeper of evidence, she responded, "Perhaps I'm the one that sent them." And then she repeatedly insisted that the settlement had nothing to do with her and it could not affect her. She says, "I have no stake in her bankruptcy." She also said, "This is not my bankruptcy. And again, this bankruptcy does not affect me at all." And also said, "How is it going to affect me? It's not." Now, it's difficult to reconcile that with all her other bullshit because Lisa claims that she spoke with the bankruptcy lawyer, corresponded with multiple lawyers, knew settlement discussions were taking place before the hearing, knew who submitted the offer, knew the offer contained contingencies, knew lawyers had requested video clips, and suggested she may have supplied those clips. Now, the important part of this is Lisa necessarily violated a confidentiality agreement. Or maybe she didn't, because they've never shown that any agreement has been established, right? She also simultaneously portrayed herself as an informed participant, supplying material to lawyers as to complete, it's just, I'm an outsider. I don't belong there. I'm not like invested at all, but totally invested. If you want to look at her contradictory statements about paying a lawyer, all you have to do is take her own words. Quote, "He talked about flapping gums and I paid the lawyer and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I did. But did I pay for the lawyer? Like the retainer fee? No, I didn't." Hmm. So it's not a complete denial that she didn't pay for the lawyer. It was a denial that she paid the original retainer, accompanied by admission that she paid something. She described herself as, quote, "kind of like the organizer of things here." And she also compared payment to the lawyer to purchasing the fence. Quote, "When you're saying that I paid the lawyer, it's kind of like I went and bought the fence. It's as simple as that." End quote. And then she wants to connect that also to Jerome. Quote, him saying that I paid Jerome would be some type of unethical thing. End quote. And then asked why it would be unethical even if she had paid. Lisa replied, quote, "Well, see, he doesn't know what I did, okay? And technically, I mean, I did technically, but technically, so no. So I guess he's going to have to figure it out." End quote. Now it leaves several unresolved possibilities of all of her garbage. Is that she may have contributed her own money, collected money from others. She may have even used somebody else's money. She could have paid an invoice, reimbursed Michelle, or paid for something unrelated. And nothing she says there actually establishes what actually occurred. Now, you have to remember that she's also continuously moving between, well, completely incompatible descriptions of her role. Because she says, quote, "I'm listed as a creditor, okay, but I'm not taking part," end quote. And then she says, "I'm a creditor. I'm not a creditor. Well, I'm on the list as a creditor." Really? Well, she didn't stop there. No, no, ladies and gentlemen, she continued on basically with the subpoena and the process server, all of those little accusations. She maintained that leaving the subpoena at residence did not constitute valid service and said everybody is entitled to due process. She disputed the process server's affidavit, played all of that surveillance footage, and claimed that the affidavit was false. Guys, perjury, this was filed, okay, in court from a process server. It's absolutely a lie. Hmm. She also emphasized she didn't file objections despite disputing service. She says, I still responded and I still objected. Of course, that wasn't enough for her because she immediately went after Megan. Interesting. Megan Fox is apparently losing her shit because somebody posted a whole bunch of stuff about her. But the only thing she doesn't recognize is what they posted wasn't about her. It was about her family. Private individuals having nothing to do with it. Lisa also wanted to say that that Megan is making repeated complaints. She claims this anticipated case was not limited to copyright, and she says, this is not about copyright with me and Megan. There's a list, and that list is long. And says, I will see you in court. Yet she still never filed anything. Still nothing. And she starts going off on, no one's even attacking your husband. And then she says, right after that, they're tagging her husband and saying they will contact his employer and hashtagging his employer. And then she says maybe his job should know what kind of woman he's married to. Then she continues, why shouldn't the company know if that's what she's doing online that actually affects them? And then she tries to distance herself from all of her bullshit and says, I can tell you right now, I'm not doing it. And then tries to justify it why somebody else might do it. Says, do I disagree with it? I wouldn't do it personally, but I could see why somebody would. And then she describes the employer and spousal pressure as a means of forcing Megan to stop. Well, then maybe your husband will tell you to fucking stop it. And adds in, if he doesn't like it, then I guess he'll tell you to stop. You see their behavior, the lies that they will tell people, the threats that they make towards other people whenever they find that, it doesn't work on them. It doesn't work on Megan whenever you come at her directly because Megan says simply, violent, fatty. Your husband, the reason why your husband was brought into this, Lisa, is you brought your husband into this. You brought Squat Dump into this. You brought the bootlicker into this. You bring all these people into this realm. You put their faces up there on the internet. You put their voices up there on the internet. And then you want to say they're not having anything to do with it. But they do. They have everything to do with it. You were more than proud to show all the people out there doing all this wonderful work on a fence. Look at this whole community's coming together and building this fence that we raised money for. This is what you guys did, chat. Look what you did, chat. Look at the funds that came in for this. Thousands upon thousands of dollars spent for Christmas. It was shopping, so much shopping that I don't think I could possibly ever shop ever again. She was just buying up everything. Look at what we're doing for Michelle's barn dominium. Look, we've got a bench. It's on its way. It's taken a while to get here. Oh, they don't want the bench there anymore. Not until all of this is done and over. The story changes every single time. Yet, no proof. What, you want to try to show some proof of a video from outside of Lynette's property? of a car that pulls up, and a guy that comes over looks like he might have been over there to inspect the property or trying to get Michelle's attention. But you show it as saying that he was in cahoots with Jeremy. Yeah, because you said that he went down there and that was his car totally. And then all of a sudden that was debunked when we showed everyone, yeah, it can't be the same car. It's not got the same rims, the same body style. I mean, it was both, they're both a four-door sedan, but one looks like it could be, a Honda. The other one looks like it could be a Toyota. It could be anything, but they're two separate cars. One's black and one's dark blue. Two separate cars. You notice they dropped that really quick after they got called out. It just went away. It went away. It went away faster than their handwriting expert, Mr. Kurt Baggett, that been kicked out of multiple states and considers not to be an authority in any sort of handwriting or what else was it? Psychology. Yeah, he was also, I think he did medium stuff, like he could, mentalist. He's a total mentalist. Yeah, that guy was really bright. Nothing at all. Not able to provide the proof that you think that you're going to prove. Quashing the subpoena for defective service, undue burden of breath, lack of proportionality, intrusion upon protected journalistic First Amendment interest, alternatively modifying the subpoena to permit at most the production of one copy of the publicly broadcast program and a limited declaration concerning compensation to the debtor, staying all compliance, obligations during resolution of this motion, requiring that any proof of service accurately identify Gabriel Weeks as the person who physically received the papers. But you did that. You did that already. You just provided the proof via video evidence. I remember in her chat, while the Flea Tories shopping for Christmas and bought themselves new cowboy hats and boots on Lynette's expense. I don't know. I can't confirm that. That's always a possibility, Sandra. I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me in the least, but I can't confirm that. And see, I do try to avoid saying things that I can't confirm. There's a possibility. They did. Lisa Lee requires upon the company's declaration of the Flea and the Gabriel Weeks, the subpoena and notice filed and revised objections served contemporaneously in the following memorandum. This subpoena should not be enforced. First, the process server did not deliver it to the person named in it. He approached Gabby Poo after allegedly making false statements that Flea had told him to leave the paper with Weeks. Weeks had not given him instruction, not authorized Weeks to accept service. And what does she say right there? He proceeded to leave the papers on the patio table. Now, she says that he didn't leave the papers, that he left with them. I watched the stream, Lisa. Oh, yeah. It's easy to pull it up and see what exactly you're talking about and actually pause and look and see that, yeah, there is actually something in his hand. But you had said right here that he left it on the table. You also said that, he handed it to Gabe. There's a possibility that both of those could be true. He could have handed it to Gabe and Gabe handed it back to him. I don't know. I wasn't there. You don't have any video proof of what you say to be true. The only video proof you have is that he showed up at the residence, that he had something in his hand, that he tried to serve you. And on the same day where you said you're going to be out of town for quite some time, you were back. Interesting, isn't it? You also showed proof that your husband is driving without a license. Good job. I mean, do you really hate the guy that much? Gabe, don't worry. You'll be in prison. You'll be giving handsies to those guys because the night out with the guys is, is not the only thing that happens, right, Gaby? Right, Gabby Poo? You're out there giving little handsies to the The man in the prison yard. Oh. Curious. Is that how it goes? Second, the subpoena does not clearly identify the proceeding in which the demanded delivery is sought. Wait, what? Huh? You see what that says right there? How would you know what the subpoena says if you didn't receive it? Ouch. 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 That really hurts. Proof actually really hurts, doesn't it, Darfleesa? How would you know what the subpoena says if you were never served the subpoena? Oh, so there again, you've destroyed all of your narrative. Destroyed it right there. And then she continues on, sir, the subpoena is a non-party fishing expedition. More proof that you know what's in the subpoena. That means that service wouldn't really necessarily, you've already provided that you've accepted service right there. And yet you do it again a fourth time. It invades blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Right? Oh, wait, you've identified it a fifth time that you've accepted service. 5 times. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. Such a bad liar. She forgets her lies. And it also says that revenue information should resolve any genuine financial question without disclosing customers' identities or at least broader business records. That's not what the subpoena said, you mental midget. Had you not punched your bullshit into AI or had somebody else write it for you, whichever way, so you didn't write it yourself, you had somebody else actually write this bullshit. So if you had actually, what is it that she says? Bet your shit. Yeah. Had you actually done that? You might have noticed all the discrepancies in your filing. Because that's not what it said. No, one of these little mental morons decided to jump into my chat one day and said, "Oh, this is totally not what she said." No, you fucking moron. That's not what I said. I said, the Flea has been saying that she can do X, Y, or Z, and she still hasn't done it. You're missing the point. The Flea is talking about, I could totally do all of this stuff. I can depose him. I can subpoena him. I can come after him. And you have said it multiple times over and over and over ad nauseum of what your role is as a creditor, that you can bring Jeremy all of his financial records. You can't, because this bankruptcy isn't about you unless you were, unless you have money that belongs to Lynette. Huh. So if you have money that belongs to Lynette and you've admitted that on stream, Lynette's admitted that on stream, and she knows about this personally. Oh, well, that story changes too. That story changes and says, well, I mean, that's what Lisa told me. Well, if Lisa told you this, then it must be true because she never lies, right? That's what she tells everyone. She never lies. She's all about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But she never lies. Never. She would never lie. That's what she tells everyone. Tells everyone that Gabe went down there and turned himself in. Well, really? Because it looks completely different from that body cam footage. Went down there and turned himself in. If he was going down there and turning himself in, why would he have to have an officer tell you who's sitting out in the truck why he's being arrested or that he's been arrested? Why would he have to say anything? I mean, if he went down there to turn himself in, me think is the stories don't match up. Why do you think she does not want people seeing what the body cam footage shows? Why? you have to ask yourself, you morons, you tried to lie to people, but that's right. You never lie. You just misconstrue the story. You don't quite understand what's going on here. You're idiots. All of Megan Fox's chat are idiots. They're low class. No, what was it that you were saying, Lips? That Lisa was nodding along with and going, yeah, totally, yeah. Wasn't she saying that all of Megan Fox's chat are idiots? I happen to know some of those people that are in Megan Fox's chats. We're talking about these are professionals. These are professionals that actually make a lot of money. Some of them are retired professionals that used to make a lot of money that probably have master's degrees, bachelor degrees. You know, all the achievements of higher education. It's weird, but they're able to disseminate that they know that you're full of shit. But yet, these are the people that you're trying to turn on your side. But yet you want to call them idiots and morons and garbage, and they do this intentionally. See, Megan Fox has something that the Flea will never have. She's self-made. She's actually achieved quite a bit for being a high school graduate, for taking some courses in college and decided that wasn't the path she wanted to take. She ended up becoming self-made. They're jealous of Tuck, that has been, in the medical field, a professional for quite a long time, and just happened to have YouTube as a little side thing that he found interesting and fun to do because he liked to talk about these experiences. They're so jealous of Jeremy that managed to take a small nothing, an absolute nothing channel, because that's where we all started. At the bottom, it wasn't like you walked in there and they handed him, that $100,000, 100,000 subscriber plaque overnight. No, he actually started making content, sort of documenting his life, documenting the storage wars, the storage units, and showing like how he was operating his business. And he managed to take what started as nothing and build upon that and build his business outside of that. They're so jealous of people that are self-made. They're jealous of anyone that's done and succeeded at just using YouTube as a little bit of a platform that they'll try to destroy every single bit of it. That is their goal, is to destroy. These are destroyers of the world. These are the dregs that want to bring everyone down to their level. They hate it whenever people don't fall down to their level. Whenever they say, go ahead, file it. Well, you got something to say, file it, fatty. Everybody's waiting on you to file your big lawsuit that you're totally going to make all kinds of money. And you're going to, what was it that you said? That you're going to win and you're going to take all of Megan's property. Right. You're going to win. All right. That's what you said. You said, you're totally going to win this because you got her dead to rights. You said it again last night. Got her dead to rights. Totally winning all kinds of torts. I'm as smart as a lawyer. At least that's what I've been told. That's what you were telling everybody. Telling everybody that you're as smart as a lawyer. Smart as a lawyer. Well, I say, smart as a lawyer, flea's a flea. Why don't you just file it? File it, Betty.
Same story, same tears, same threats. New year, talking big, doing little. Here we go. She said, I know the law. Then the law said, who? She said, I got a case. But the case said, soup. She said, take it down, bitch, calm down. You're having a meltdown. Sit your fat ass down. File it, fatty. File it, fatty. All that mouth. Squeeze, squeeze. File it, fatty. infringement, sounding dumb. She been crying on live again, chicken skin, paper thin, talking tough with a shaky grin. Round and round, here we spin, same old threat, same old line, same old way. Just give me time. If you got it, make it move. Why you stuck in the same groove? Yeah, 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 yeah. Then rewind, broken record out of time. Say my name, then play pretend like you don't do this every weekend. You can send all the letters, you can stomp all night. But a thread ain't a ruling, and the tantrum ain't right. You can yell, I object at your own live stream. But you made the content, then became the meme. Fall it, fatty, fall it, fatty. All that mouth, scream, scream. Fall it, fatty, fall it, fatty. Waffle is sounding batty. Fall it, fatty, fall it, fatty, fall it, fatty. Same old song, big party. Fall it, fatty, fall it, fatty, fall it, fatty. Stuff your face in the chicken skin party. She said, don't talk about me, then made 3 hours about me. Said she ain't even watching, but somehow knowing loudly. Chicken skin shaking, whole room quaking. Big bad letter, still no filing. Top off a tantrum, same old anthem. Every little clip got a screaming random. You stole my words, girl, they were scrambled. Bought her nonsense, then I made a sample. You keep saying soon enough. You keep saying wait and see. But the louder that you huff, the funnier it gets to me. What motion? Baseline explosion. Flea cap flip with the parody potion. What louder? Paperwork louder. Open and shut case, but the hinges got coward. No more speeches. No more stalling. No more honey. No more squalling. No more I know. No more they'll see. No more crying on live stream TV. Put it on paper, put it in ink. Put down the juice box, take time to think. If you got smoke, then light that match. Otherwise, hush and close that hatch. Shizzy got the cheddar. Fight it, serve it, serve it. Prove it, prove it. Swerve it, swerve it. Fight it, fatty, fatty, fatty. All that mouth, scream, scream. Fight it, fatty, fatty, fatty. Waffle is sounding batty. Fight it, fatty, fatty, fatty. Same old song, pity party. Fight it, fatty, fatty. Stuff your face in a chicken skin party. Govern yourself accordingly. In the key of dumb.
And it all ends in that little snowblower, doesn't it? Just everywhere ends all within the snowblower. And of course, she tries to talk about her July 30th attempted service. Lee did not answer the door, so she was there and knew that this was happening. Oh, no. Is that what she's saying? She didn't know this was happening? Because Lee didn't encounter Newbie while Newbie was on the premises. Newbie encountered Gabriel Weeks. But you said that you needed to verify it. Well, you just verified it for him right there. Didn't ask if Gabriel was his name before handing him the papers. Wait, handed him the papers? You're admitting that he was handed the papers? Now, the affidavit that the server says he never handed the papers, so you lied on this. You actually had Gabe sign an affidavit on this, right? Or did Gabe sign an affidavit? Because that's still in question, because it looks like it was a digital signature, which I don't even know if it qualifies as a real signature. Also, you filed this whole document late. Randy informed you of that. He said, hey, you filed this late. I'm letting you know that there will be a response. I mean, I'll give you 48 hours to, put something in there, but, your motion to quash isn't going to do shit. What you should have done is tried to reconcile this much earlier. But it was all about saying, I haven't been served. I haven't been served. You're trying to play old paint chips thing. Guess what? How'd that work out for paint chips? How has that worked out for him so far? Newbie didn't ask whether Weeks was authorized to accept service for Lee unless that was the phone conversation that you had. According to the process server, which doesn't even say that he handed the papers to Gabe, it says that he left the papers there. Gabe was well aware of them. Weeks did not state he was authorized. No, you had stated that he was authorized according to the affidavit from the process server. Newbie allegedly told Weeks, words to the effect that Lisa told me to leave the papers with you. According to his affidavit, that's true. And how do we know that was false? Because he signed an affidavit that said that it wasn't. I guess you would have to go and, show up to court to do a little bit of battle over this. Yeah. You'll have to show up in front of the judge. Lee never told Newbie to leave the subpoena with Weeks. Okay. Lee had not designated Weeks as an agent for service. Well, if he's your husband, he's allowed to leave it with that. Complaining that it wasn't legal, that she wasn't present, didn't sign or acknowledge acceptance of service. Well, you don't have to for acceptance of service. You don't have to sign for it. Yeah, that's not how it works. All you have to find out if somebody is a resident of that property, if they're a resident of that property and they're over the age of 18, 15, I can't remember the exact date on that, they can accept service. Lee is saying she wasn't evading service, but yet that's what it sounds like to me. If she's back there and telling the process server that she's not going to be back in town, that her husband was home and could accept service on her behalf. Now, no court entered an order authorizing substitute service. Well, the substitute service would be, unable to serve somebody. And you don't have to have that if you're following the rules of service. Maybe that's what you should be arguing. She wants to say that she's got protected activities. Protected activities, really? The same protected activities that you're saying that Megan doesn't have? Remember, Megan actually has been doing journalism for quite some time. Now, she tries to claim that her program reports upon comments about litigation, court proceedings, public controversies, and other public matters of public concern. Really? Isn't that what Megan does? Isn't that what Tug does? Isn't that what I do? Isn't that what Coop does? So you're saying that you're the only one allowed to comment on what's going on in the world? Can't wake up. Well, happy. That's okay. Don't worry. It's only you that's allowed to do this. She does work, include selecting topics, communicating with potential. Wait a second, communicating with potential guests. Like, so you're saying that, like, Michelle? So you're the one that communicates with them? How about your sources? Your sources researching issues. Lisa, your research skills suck, but nobody expects you to be perfect. But maybe, maybe get shit right once in a while. Possibly. Anything? Bueller? And communicating with the viewers. Now, her July 11th broadcast featured a debtor and addressed matters connected to litigation involving Hales. Oh, see, another admission. Because if she was already in a deposition, if she hadn't been relieved of that deposition, and she goes onto a stream and starts talking about the deposition where she's not supposed to be communicating even with her attorney or discussing anything in that deposition, Doesn't that put you in a little bit of a bind there, Fleece? I mean, we know that it puts the flea. It doesn't harm the flea at all unless she's lying about it. Yeah. How much money would you pay her to come on? That's the question. It's very, very, very limited, the scope of what Randy requested. Very limited. But, you know, had you not punched this all into AI or had somebody else write it for you, you know what? You might have actually had some sort of argument. If you would have filed the proper filing, then you could have had another argument. No, she never lies, Froggy. Never lies whatsoever. That's not how she operates. Hales has previously pursued legal claims involving the Flea and other persons who have published critical commentary about him, which he's allowed to do. You know, he's allowed to do that. He's allowed to file, just like you are, but you still won't file. Filed on time? Yeah, it has to be filed on time. Lee therefore has a concrete concern that disclosure of her private communications, internal editorial material, and viewer identities should be used for collateral litigation or public targeting. Well, there's a simple way you could have resolved this, but if you weren't so stupid, you could have resolved this one really easily, but you're too stupid to understand that. I mean, it's not my fault that you're an idiot. I mean, you just come on it naturally. Lee has served revised objections without conceding that valid service occurred. What? Really? Revised objections? She's offered to meet and confer concerning narrowly tailored alternatives. No, I've seen the emails. There's nothing there that does that. You're saying that you offered to meet and confer. That's not what I saw. And in those emails that were listed in there, I don't see anything about that. You provide no proof. You make these claims, but provide no proof. Just like her claim about Jeremy Hales has pursued legal claims involving Lisa Lee. Where's the proof of this? See, these are not accepted facts. These are things that you're just out there throwing shit at the wall, hoping that something sticks. Something. I can tell you what is sticking, though. Do you know what's sticking? A little bit of that booger sugar under Gabe's nose right there. That's what's sticking. Your claims that he'll be bonded out once he gets to Volusia. How did that work out for him? Did he get bonded out? How did that work out for him whenever he said it was going to be, oh, it's totally like a civil matter? Really? I'm trying to think, in how many civil matters do they put handcuffs on you, double handcuff you, just so they can swap out the handcuffs, put you in the back of a police car, drive you to the police station, let you sit there for almost a weekend, and then transfer you to another jail in Volusia? You know, they arrest you in Sumter, take you to Volusia, and you still are sitting in jail, Gabe. I'm really curious of how that happens in a civil matter. How do you end up on probation in a civil matter? How can you violate probation in a civil matter? I'm still curious about this because all of that looks like it's a criminal conviction to me. Looks criminal to me. Of course, I'm an idiot. I wear a hard hat. I ride the short bus. And even me, I'm capable of seeing that this doesn't look like just a civil matter. You don't pick up felonies off of a civil matter. You don't have to worry about violating probation rules on a civil matter. running into a sort of a conundrum, aren't you, Felisa? Running into a really big conundrum on all of the shit that you keep saying that is happening, but it never does. Did Felisa ever get her driver's license? I don't know. Don't care. It's not something I'm concerned with whether she's gotten it or not. Makes no matter to me whether she did. I mean, she could. And we'll skip over this because basically it's just her trying to put in a whole bunch of extra stuff that is irrelevant to this. The alleged statement is directly contradicted by both declarations. Lee never issued such an instruction to newbie. Now, what's really interesting is if you look at this right here, and I thought about this the other day. Weeks was not an authorized agent for service. Service on an agent, marriage alone doesn't appoint. Lee did not appoint Weeks as a service agent. Weeks didn't tell Newbie that possessed such authority. Newbie did not ask. Instead, Newbie allegedly attempted to supply the missing authority by stating that Lee had told him to leave the papers with him. That statement is directly contradicted by both declarations. Wait. What statement? Let me look at something really quick because I'm curious about this. I'm really curious about this because she's saying this statement was in direct contradiction, and I'm going to look and see if that is correct. Hold on just a second. There's something I want to look at. So we're at 144. So let's look at something here. I'm curious. 143. No, 143 is hers also. And let's see, we'll go to 141, maybe 140. I think 140 is close. No, 140 isn't either. And I'm just looking at the documents here because this is something that just occurred to me. No, that's not it either. That's just a notice of hearing. Let's see. We'll look at 139. No, that's just a deposition. I've got to pull up the court document on the court docket on this because something just occurred to me that I didn't notice before. Let me look really quick. Give me just a second because something seems really odd in this. Something seems very odd in this. Fine. Yeah, let me go ahead and look at this because this is really interesting. And I didn't notice it at first, but I'm noticing something now. Let me look. Here. Let's look at the history of the documents. Now, my internet may start acting really funny, but I'm curious whenever I look at this. They'll tell me what document it is here really quick. Give me a second. Let's see. Motion to compel. Let's see. Non-parties objections, amended notice, certificate, file of proof of service, protective order, reminder of service reference within order. No, you know what? I was right. I was absolutely right in my thoughts on this. Okay. That would have been 40. Is that right? That is filed by that I'm just double checking on something here. Oh, okay. That's there we go. This is correct. I'm pretty sure. So on the 19th, the Flea filed her documents on the 19th. And this becomes very, very interesting here. Hold on. Because this is really, really strange. Just double check and make sure I have the right document. 148, 149, 48. That's That's Lynette. Motion to compel is 148. 147. No, that's Predator. Okay, 146. All right, let's look at 146, 145, 146. All right. Just bear with me. This is really interesting. This is really interesting. You're gonna find this pretty interesting. Now, what she's claiming here on the alleged statement is directly contradicted. What she's talking about is what Randy filed the next day. So she filed this on the 19th. Think about this. So I want you to think about this. The alleged statement is directly contradicted by both declarations. What declarations is she talking about? What declarations? Because I'm looking, and it looks like there was some hearings set up. There was certificate of service. There was notice of proof to file service. I don't see anything here. Let's see, the 20th, 17th. See, that was that was the month prior. Objections, motion to quash was 146, which would have been a few days later. She filed her objections. There was a notice of hearing, certificate of service, notice of proof to file service by Shranrap, filed by Shockett, order on motion for protective order. That was a court reporter's stuff. Motion for protective order that's completely different. That all involves Michelle. There is nothing here. 17, 18. Okay, so my question is, if she received no service, she doesn't know anything about this. Talking about newbie allegedly attempted to supply the missing authority by stating that Lee had told him to leave the papers with Weeks. Where's the documentation on this? Where's the proof that that's true? Because from what I see, there was nothing filed. So she's making claims before the file was actually submitted, which means one of two things. There was something that was communicated to her by Randy that wasn't even filed in court. Because I'm looking, I don't see anything that Randy filed before she filed this on 8/19. So I'm looking, let's see, we go up to 8/11, 8/13. There's, 13, there's just a notice of hearing, scheduled reorders, service by Shranrap. There was an affidavit, order on motion for protective order, time records, court reporter invoice. That had to do with Michelle. And the rest of it's a month prior. So what she's saying here is something that hasn't happened yet. You see this right here? This is very interesting. So service on an agent can't be substantiated without actual or legal sufficient authority. Marriage alone doesn't. How would she know what Randy had filed? I think it's separate. No, I mean, I'm looking at it. I've looked at the court document for this particular case. Randy didn't file anything until after this. And I'll show you. As you can see right here in this little section right down here at the bottom, right here at the bottom of the page, shows you the date this was filed, 8/19. Randy filed a response on 8/23. This is his first response. Is it Elemental P or Saran Wrap? I have a copy, but it's on my PC. I don't know. Starts here according to what Saran Wrap said in bankruptcy hearing, it appears to be so. Yeah. Is MLP or John or Saran Wrap that's leaking? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Whenever you're having these kinds of conversations, you might see it becomes a really big problem whenever you are trying to get some sort of deal that may end up like here's the thing. And I don't think people quite understand this. Whenever you have a settlement conference, any sort of settlement conference, you usually want to keep that involved only between the parties that are involved immediately with this. Because if you've got an attorney that's sharing this information with a third party, that becomes a big problem of client confidentiality. Becomes a real big problem for Saran Wrap and client confidentiality. He could get in big trouble with this, especially if he's making communications with one of the parties that might be throwing him a little bit of money and telling them what's going on. That could be a big problem for Saran Wrap. Needs to be consequences? Well, the consequences are becoming very clear. If he's doing something like this, they could make a motion. Jeremy could possibly make a motion to basically for sanctions on him for screwing up a whole deal. I don't know. Possibly. He could get in trouble with the Florida State Bar for leaking private information, for breaking attorney-client privilege. Now, if it's Michelle that's leaking it out there, well, that's a whole different story. And then you've got the Flea that's out there leaking it to everybody else. That becomes a bigger problem. Either which way, it doesn't look good for Lynette. Knows that there's a possibility, and then also doesn't look good for the Flea because that means she's been lying to people. But you also have to remember what Jeremy said. That the stuff to do with the real estate, that the Flea is thinking it's totally real estate, says that there's something much, much bigger than that that's in conversations. Maybe that's why he's a little bit concerned. That would make me a little bit concerned if there's some other deal that's being worked on with Lynette and she's out there leaking that information to the Flea. Oh, that right there could really screw things up for her. That makes her uncredible. Not credible, thank you. Not credible. That right there could be a much bigger deal. She loses all credibility, and then Jeremy says, "You know what? We were totally gonna do this, and it's over." Maybe that's what he was telling her. Telling her, "You thought that we were gonna help you out with, whatever this deal might be, and then yeah, all bets are off. All bets are off." Mm. How bad do you think Michelle screwed all this up? How bad do you think Saran Wrap screwed this up? Looks like the Flea is the one that screwed it all up because she couldn't keep her fat flapper shut. Mm-mm-mm. Is it true if the property does not sell, bankruptcy court can abandon and give it back to the debtor if the property doesn't sell? Oh, no. That's the thing. It will always sell. Property always sells. Property will always go away. That is the only asset that she has. I mean, according to her, she has no other assets except for that property, and half of it she's claiming that John owns. I mean, they what most bankruptcy courts will do if they can't sell it at a certain price, they will start dropping the price on it. And they'll keep dropping the price until it's sold. That means that anybody can walk in there, including the Flea, and purchase it. But see, whenever they do something like that, whenever they try to lower the price down to where they can sell it, guess what? Guess what happens in the process of that? As the bankruptcy court is trying to sell it, and say, for example, the Flea comes in there and says, I'm going to buy it. I'll buy it. And then I'll just give it back to her. Well, guess what? That's not how it works. You know how it works? Once that agreement comes in that they're going to sell the property and the Flea jumps in there and says, I'll buy it, then a bidding war starts. And the bankruptcy will try to get it as much money as they possibly can out of it. And they'll just keep raising the price on it, until somebody actually bids the highest amount. And then whenever it's sold, guess what? I don't think the Flea has the money to back it up. Now, the money, the proceeds from that means that it goes to the bankruptcy to handle all of the debts. She can't individually sell that property at all. Neither can John. That property remains in limbo. It's not like the Flea can walk up to him and say, hey, I offer you X amount of dollars. I offer you $1 and I'll buy it off of you for $1. It doesn't work like that. She's in bankruptcy. Now, if she wasn't in bankruptcy, she could do that. But that's the problem. You can't buy, you can't sell. All of that stuff has to be accounted for. Every single penny of it has to be accounted for. You have to remember, here within the next week, so next week, you're going to see a new filing come in from Randy. That's going to be very, very interesting to see. That filing is going to be mind-blowing. I'm predicting right now that whenever you read this filing, you're going to go, what the hell just happened? See, it for those that were watching the actual hearing, taking notes, there were some certain things that had to be done in a certain period of time. Next week, all the stuff is going to be in. You're also going to see that there is a concession from either Randy or Jerome, an agreement to whatever is filed. Either Jerome's going to file it or Randy's going to file it, and there will be an agreement on the actual filing. Both parties are working together to come up with a resolution. This is what the judge requested. This is what they told the judge that they were going to be doing. See, you've got the Flea that wants to screw all of this up because the clock is ticking on her really bad. She wants to try to get a lot of this resolved, and she's not going to be able to. 2018 sold for less than $5,000. LP paid over $22,000. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't it each one of them paid $22,000? See, that was some of the questions that Randy was asking. He has to understand what her interest in the property is. Did she pay for all of it? Did John pay for all of it? Did she put his name on there? Is this the correct name that you have on the document? That's what the deposition was about. See, you have to understand some of the easiest shit that if the Flea would have let shit play out and not inserted herself into all of the fucking mess, this bankruptcy would have been handled last year. Or at least at the beginning of the year. A good portion of it would have been taken care of. But because Michelle is difficult to deal with, because the Flea has inserted herself in there, because Bubbles has inserted himself in there, because Saran Wrap couldn't file things properly. It has just been a comedy of errors. Big comedy of errors. This stuff would have been handled quite some time. Bankruptcies don't usually take this long. I mean, they can if there's a lot of assets. Like if you're a multi-millionaire that's filing for bankruptcy, a bankruptcy could last quite some time, especially whenever they're trying to resolve all assets. Though that can take some time. But bankruptcies normally don't take very long to do, especially whenever you're as broke as my dad. Broke. Shouldn't take very long at all. You file your schedule. You say, this is how much money I have. These are the assets I have. You lay it all out there. And then you go, okay, here's everything. But she didn't do that. She didn't file her schedules properly. Because she didn't get her schedules filed, they ended up dismissing the bankruptcy. Yeah, that happened early on. Yeah, I can go back and look exactly the chain of events that caused that there. So on, let's see, they filed a notice of Chapter 7 bankruptcy on 10/6 of 2025. 10/6/2025. They filed on, I'm sorry, I take that back. There was 7/3/2025 is whenever they filed the initial petition for the Chapter 7. 7/3/2025. What there was a financial management course that was due, and they finished that on 10/6. So 7/6/2025. It's been over a year. 7/6/2025, they filed all of this stuff. Then it ended up they had a creditors meeting on 8/6/2025. So a month later, 8/12/2025, they had objection to their claim of exemptions regarding homestead. Okay. 9/9/2025, they had a hearing for a notice of non-evidentiary, and they had that on 9/9/2025. On 8/14, there was a notice of appearance of Randy. Then also there was Levine entered. Then we also, oh, look, there was a withdrawn at docket entry number 43. So there was Teresa Bender was appointed. There was a trustee certification. And let's look. Oh, look right here. Right there. There was an order dismissing the case on 8/18 of 25. Why was that filed on 8/18 of 2025? Failure to comply with notice deadline to cure deficiencies. What were the deficiencies? The deficiencies were that the schedules weren't properly filed. There was supposed to be a meeting, but that one was dismissed also. Then there was a motion to reinstate the case with certificate of service that was filed on 9/3 of 2025. That was terminated on 10/21 of 2025. There was another hearing scheduled on 9/5 of 2025. That was scheduled for 10/7, and that one right there was to, well, he was supposed to serve, he never served. 9/11/2025, there was immediate action, final notice to file proof of service by Saran Wrap yet again. There was an administrative order regarding continuances, extension of time, stays. That's nothing. That was an old one. 10/6 of 2025, a hearing was canceled. 10/21, a final notice regarding financial management course requirements, never been filed. There was another deficiency on 10/21. There was a continuance on 10/22, and this is all 2025. There was an order reinstating case that wasn't filed until 10/22/2025. And then it's just been back and forth trying to get Lynette to do what she's supposed to do. And it wasn't until 11/4 of 2025 that there was a consent motion to extend time to object to discharge under 11 USC, which was the homesteading. Multiple errors. I mean, it's almost like every month, around the same time every month, that they're screwing something up, not filing like they're supposed to. There was a order granting motion for clarification on order reinstating the case. Trustees motion to extend and or reset time to object to discharge. The last opposing discharge is 2/27/2026. That was never discharged. They had a hearing in February of 2026. There was a motion to impose automatic stay. More submission errors. It's just like a comedy, like I said, a comedy of errors. It wasn't until February that we got most of the filings that came in on this. Certain people were added in. Forstoffel was added in as counsel to the trustee. More submission errors, and this has to do with the voluntary petition list, the schedules, and statements that were not in compliance. That was on March, towards the end of March, May. There was a subpoena to PayPal, company that she uses. Like I said, all of this stuff still hasn't even been completed. Right now, they're just trying to get to the bottom of her largest asset outside of the money that the Flea is holding for. They're trying to get to the largest asset, which would be the house. Once they get past this particular part, they get past the house portion of it, you'll see that things will completely change. But the problem is that Flea keeps fucking it all up for Lynette. That's messed up. I would say that that's pretty messed up that they keep doing that. Messing it up, messing it up. How bad do you have to be as an attorney to allow the Flea to screw up your case for your client? I believe I said property. Did I say house? Sorry. Property. What if her legal name isn't on the deed? Well, if her legal name isn't on the deed, then she doesn't legally own it. Or the person on the deed has to step forward and recognize that they own it. And then it requires certain affidavits, and you'd also have to have a deposition over that. They would have to depose you. Lack of house, very much so. I mean, they do have some sheds and a half-finished metal something building out there. No house. Sorry. If I said that, my bad statement. I mean, it's just been one delay after the other, after the other, after the other. It's all deliberate to cost money. It ends up costing them in the long run. I mean, they can delay it all they want to. All it does is hurt her even more. It doesn't hurt Jeremy. She is the debtor in this. See, you think that it's going to bother Jeremy. All of the costs come out of the bankruptcy hearing. And having to pursue this, it costs money. That's money that as much as the debtor has been delaying, and you can prove all of the deliberate delays. That's the thing. Randy can prove all of the delays that she's had in this. At the end of the day, she's losing that property. Even the electric is on a temp pole. Yeah, a contractor's pole. Yeah, that's a temporary piece right there. Yeah. None of this looks good for her at all. All of this is, all it does is go and show how they like to meddle in other people's affairs. I said this before. I said this whenever she was doing the same thing with Squat Dump. Right? She gets in there and tells Squat Dump that she needs to do X, Y, or Z. Has her calling from her property, saying, you need to report him. Why? Because she's got to be there for it so she can try to put her little spin on what's actually happened. She's such a crybaby, such a big crybaby. And it's like, I don't understand why these people are talking about me. It's because that's what you're asking for. Same way as Lips. Lips wants everyone to notice her. Nobody really gives two shits about her. Except that, she's a pretty vile fucking human being. And it's been pointed out multiple times how vile and disgusting she is. But yet they keep throwing this crap out there saying, oh, she's like so awesome. Wow. Awesome, right? Yep. Sorry, Flea. Both of you are a couple of disgusting pigs. But hey, the Flea's working on her swimmer's body. Maybe she's in the sandbox, or should I say doing some of the snow plowing with old Gaby Poo. Is that what she's doing? Is that how she's getting her swimmer's body? Maybe she's on the Ozempic. Maybe she's doing Pilates. I don't know. She still sounds like a fat heifer. I mean, it's not my fault. It's what she sounds like. I mean, years and years of smoking and really bad decisions usually put you that way. Makes you not look quite that attractive to, to people. Maybe that is what's sort of making it hard for people to resolve. Maybe nobody is really interested in her, but she thinks they are. Maybe it's snowing in Florida. Maybe. Love this song.
Sun's out. Palm trees sway. Why is it snowing in Florida?
Oh, yeah. Somebody check her pupils.
Stream was rolling, mouth on autopilot. Confidence loud, but the brain went silent. Talking like nothing could ever go wrong. Then the shit got weird and the pause too long. Psycho blinking like Morse code. Thoughts doing donuts off road. Chat goes quiet, she starts to sweat. That's why she feel that internet. Finger hovering over end. Can't rewind shit you already said. Heart racing, logic fled. It's snowing in Florida, must be cold. Whole damn stream got the dough. Whole damn stream got the leader gonna soul. But she kept the clip, she should've hold. 43 seconds, solid gold. I was erased like they never existed. But that one moment, it resisted. Worst damn take of the whole damn night. Framed it, saved it, hit upload, right? Sunshine state, but she seeing flakes. Talking in circles, tripping on takes. Deletes the past like it's gonna heal. But panic always leaks the real. You can scrub the drive, you can curse the cloud. But you left the part where you said it out loud. Nice work, crowd. It's snowing in Florida, hit delete. Kept the proof and killed the beat. Erase the context, not the receipt. 43 seconds, sweep the street. It's out of context. It was a joke. It's edited. Yeah, by you. scene. Now comes the spin, watch it unfold. Same old script, getting real old. Blame the weather, blame the stress, blame the chat for your mess. But you can't blame pause, you can't blame fear, you can't blame why that clip's still here. You chose to keep, you chose to cut. Accidental honesty, oops, whoops nuts. It's snowing in Florida, melting fast. Try to outrun your digital past. Burn the house, but the door was glass. 43 seconds gonna last. Spin, lagging. Spin, tracking.
Babe, I didn't. I did, but not like that. The lights were buzzing, the room went flat. Did you see the walls? They moved, they bent. The chat was typing in past tense. I wasn't sweating, that was shine. Florida heat does that sometimes. Why'd you freeze it on my face? That frame's a lie, it changed the shape. My eyes weren't blinking, Morse code, no. They were buffering, running slow. Snow in July, it's climbing stuff. You don't understand, the pressure's rough. I hit delete before it spread, but it spread inside my head. 43 keeps looping red.
It's snowing in Florida, babe, can't you see? It's not on me, it's not on me. The sun went out selectively. That clip ain't even technically. The whole thing's edited wrong. You stretched the pause too long. I wasn't gone, I was strong. You're the one that made it wrong.
The screen recording every blink, zooming in on how I think. I can feel the pixels crawl like little bugs inside the wall. Why's the silence sound so loud? Why's the snow inside the cloud? I wiped the drive, I cleared the slate, but 43 won't dissipate. It's not a receipt, it's a glitch, it's a slip, it's a stitch. You don't get context, you don't get me, you don't get what I was gonna be. I should've burned the whole damn feed, should've starved you all of need. Why'd I leave the part that bleeds?
It's snowing in Florida, babe, can't you see? It's not on me, it's not on me. The sun went out selectively. The whole thing's edited
Wrong, you stretched the pause too long. I wasn't gone, I was strong. You're the one that made it wrong. Just scared it, then I'm not scared. I just needed it gone. It was vibrating, it was breathing, it was watching me back. I can hear the comment ghosts, quoting lines I hate the most. Out of context I rehearse, but every spin just makes it worse. Maybe I kept it on purpose, maybe I wanted it to hurt us. Maybe I wanted proof I'm real, even if real don't feel like days.
It's snowing in Florida, babe, it's snow. Don't ask why, just let it go. Sunlight white and powder glow. 43 will always show.
You say panic, I say fate. You say I slipped, I say too late. You say truth was accidental, I say truth is ornamental.
Delete. Delete. Delete, delete. Spin it. Spin it till it fits.
Lie, no, not lie. Hey.
Why is it still snowing?
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah, that's one thing. Notice they're silent about the late waiver signing. Well, see, Jackie, I don't know anything about that. I mean, I've heard talk from both sides, but I don't know anything about that. You got one person's word against another. I've seen no proof of any of this. So that, I mean, that's something completely different. Something completely different. Now they can talk about it all they want to. I mean, it's just one more thing added on top of it. See, one thing that I try to do here is actually show documentation and proof of what I'm talking about. Try to. The only problem is whenever you show the proof, they like to make sure that that you're that your channel gets struck because they don't want the information out there. Think about this. I still have body cam footage. Still have the body cam footage. Find it over on Rumble. Find all of that over on Rumble side. All the body cam footage is there. I'm uploading more every single day. It's insane. But let's get into something really quick before we end this thing up today. Now, you got the Flea over there deliberately targeting other people's children. Husband. You got Leslie saying that your adult child will absolutely be tagged in everything. Going after someone that has nothing to do with anything that's going on. This is the behavior of these people. She says she will absolutely track down her Instagram. She'll be tracked down to her TikTok, that I will follow all of her kids till they age out. Imagine that. Imagine the threats that she's making on a live stream of things that she plans on doing. And who's the bully here? Says that she will be FOIA requesting and I will be watching for the next 10 years. Is that her time limit of 10 years of harassing her children, harassing her husband? She made an explicit plan to contact her husband's employer, saying that she's going to FOIA request her husband's work records, which that's not how it works. What we need to do is contact her his higher ups, and express concerns. Calling for more harassment. Says we need to express concerns with her husband because he is married to a woman who's an internet troll. Yeah. She also goes after the company and wants to tag their company in every single post. Also, Lisa didn't stop that discussion at all. So she promoted it. She boosted it out there. She says that she will follow Megan, turning her, who's the single white female there that's stalking now. She so much wants to be as awesome as Megan is. She also says your family will absolutely be tagged in everything. Just because she wants to try to call it damage control. Yeah, Megan's no troll. Megan finds a story and pulls up publicly available court documents on these people. Sure, the Orlando judge will love this. Oh, I'm sure that the Orlando judge will hear about this in the hearing that's coming up. The A psychological profile. Leslie also claims she fed Megan's statements into advanced AI program to generate a psychological profile. She said the program concluded that Megan's greatest fear was becoming irrelevant and that Megan fixated on drama to maintain relevance. No, she finds a story and she follows it. No matter where it leads her. Sometimes it leads her down a good path. Sometimes it goes nowhere. Then she tries to cover up her bullshit by saying, well, this isn't any way or any form defamation. No, it's malicious intent. You're proving that you're doing this intentionally to harass somebody. Yeah, defamation is something completely different, you moron. She who supposedly graduated from law school. You have to remember, these people are paid actors. They're paid to do this. They're receiving some sort of compensation to do this, which gives me a thought of why Randy is curious how much Michelle is being compensated for this. And of course, the flea is saying, "Well, she's not being compensated." Well, then why don't you answer the subpoena like you were supposed to? I guess we'll find out more about that probably within a short period of time whenever the judge reads the kind of behavior that she's been doing. Might be like, "Yeah, I see no reason why we can't have her subpoenaed if there's extra money being brought in, coming in from, another source, that has to be added in there." Well, Quill, it's, it's typical. It's typical of lips to, spiral. It's pretty typical of her to spiral in that. Had to remember that they hired in Michael Volpe. He was hired in, and Lips knew all about this, hiring in Michael Volpe to go after somebody that led to really bad things happening. Do you think that that's why they brought Volpe in to basically shut Michelle up? You notice that Volpe was the first one to break the restraining order, violate the terms of third-party contact. You notice he lost his channel not too long after that, right? Paint Chips is still out there. He has his little channel, and don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by Paint Chips. He wants to act like he's a lovable kind of goofball and jokes and messes around with you. You have to remember the kind of person that Paint Chips is. Okay? And I warn all of you. I warn all of you. Anyone that finds, oh well, he's not bad. He's just a big goofball. You have to remember, Paint Chips doesn't do the dirty work himself. No, no, no. What he does is he gets people that are unhinged. He gets people that are unhinged. He feeds them, gets them all worked up behind the scenes, which you don't know about. You don't know about what he's doing behind the scenes because he's looking like he's I'm just a silly goofball. Me, I do absolutely nothing. And then what he does is he sends a process server to your house to beat on the door so hard that it breaks the door frame. He's a guy that has a couple of thugs put a pew pew up to somebody's knees, tells them that they're going to make it difficult for them to walk unless they do X, Y, or Z. He gets those people, puts them in a room with a person to threaten them with violence. That's the kind of person that Paint Chips is. So don't be fooled whenever you think that your buddy is being helpful. This is the behavior Paint Chip, where he wants you to look and think, oh yeah, he's harmless. No, he's far from harmless. There's plenty of documentation on this, court documentation, that if he feels threatened in any way, shape, or form, he'll threaten even someone that's close to them by choking them out. All of that is documented. His behavior is not something that is to be trifled with. He's the same person that will make sexual assault threats against someone's wife. He'll threaten physical violence against people. He'll tell people like Tug to make sure that he's sleeping with a Glock under his pillow. See, you might think that it's all fun and games. These people don't do fun and games. They're violent. You might think that, oh yeah, it's all silly. Do not be fooled by them. Their point is to destroy you. They've said that multiple times. They think that going after Megan Fox is gonna be a big payday for them. Because why? Because they're never gonna file anything. What they're doing is they're going to say all of the things they possibly can to try to get M to file against, try to get Megan or me or Tug to file something against them, so that way they have content. Don't be fooled by them as much as you wanna be, as much as you wanna think that, "Oh, they're not that bad." No, they're worse than you think. After being on my own for, well, going on almost, what, 4, 5, 4 decades? Yeah, 4 decades. Being on my own for 4 decades, I've run into some pretty shady people. People that'll smile to your face and put a knife in your back in a heartbeat. I try to avoid those people. That's why my concern is, Michelle thinking that, this little group of people that she has are looking for her best interest. You've got someone that told these old people that he was going to do all of this work and never followed it through. You've got a wife that knew everything about this. Maybe was even in on it. As long as the shade is thrown on her, she's fine with it. She runs PR for her own husband, telling people, "Oh, this was a civil thing." Well, whenever you promise that you're going to do work, you take money from somebody saying that you're gonna do work and never do the work. That's not civil. Whenever you're working on a property, claiming that you're this business and the business doesn't even exist, mm, that's a little bit of a problem. You think that these people are fine, Michelle? You think these people have your best interest at heart? You saw how fast they turned on you whenever you started asking for your money. Saw how fast they turned on you. He said that none of it belongs to you. He said that that money is the Flea's to do whatever she wants to do with it. She got really, really adamant about that. Money that was supposed to go to Lynette, lining the pockets, criminals, thieves. How much money do you think that Volmic got paid to write those hit pieces about Jeremy, about Shocking? How much money do you think it took? I think my lowest estimation didn't even touch the amount of money that they spend on Volmit to write hit pieces. Every so often, he'll stick his little bald head back up and yeah, yeah, this is their behavior. You think these people are nice? Go check out, Bullyville. Go check out and see the behavior that they've done, the little game that they play. Mm, you think they're your friend? No, you're fools. easily fooled by these people. How much money did BBB get? Oh, well, he was compensated. The Flea already states as much, that, it didn't cost him anything because they might have got that deal worked out. Travel expenses, all that stuff. Yeah. BBB is still looking at some pretty big issues in Florida, Connecticut, Massachusetts. Not too happy. It's going to be an interesting, you want to see things end by the end of the year. You want to see things like come to a resolution. These things are years out. Their behavior isn't going to stop. They will continue, and they still do make threats to people. They've made threats to Megan, but we know that that's not their goal. Their goal isn't to actually do anything except to harass. See, they want to amp it up to a level where they can get Megan Fox to file suit against them. So that way they can say, I've never been served. Ha, and avoid service. Oh, my name is Junior, not Luttman. It's Luttman Jr., different than Luttman. That's the game that they want to play. Except people are actually waking up and noticing. See, it was fine whenever they were doing it on a small scale, but now they're trying to go take this to a much bigger scale. It's lawfare. That's what they're trying to do. Because they don't appear to have any other compensation. They don't really seem to be making any money. Think about it. How much money does the Flea make? How much money is she making off of the YouTubes? Is she making a ton of cash? Well, it doesn't look like it. So that means Gabe's business has to be just absolutely popping off. He works, from sun up to sundown, right? But he's in jail. So how are those lawns getting mowed? Are you out there, Flea? You mowing the lawns for him? You out there cutting the trees for him? So how's the money being made? How are you getting your bills paid? You definitely ain't making any money selling the peen rocks, because you said that all of what was left over after you bought more product would be used to buy more product. Oh no, that was right. Oh, it was sue Megan Fox with that. With what money? Is Ray still funding you? Odd there's no lawn equipment in his truck. Yeah, it's really odd, isn't it? No lawn equipment in his truck. I mean, strange, isn't it? Where's the money coming from? Where's all this money just flowing in? I mean, you've got to pay for gas. Gas prices have gone up. Doesn't it seem a little odd to you that all of this work is being done, but never see any proof of it? But yet the money still keeps flowing in. Interesting. Sumter County is going to be really interesting too. I'm sure that there's probably a lot of questions going around about Sumter County now. Interesting. Uses the homeowner's equipment. There you go. That could be possibly it. Uses the homeowner's equipment. That might be why there's none there. But if he's not working, how are they getting that kind of stuff done? Because it's pretty hard to be working from jail. I mean, the only work that he's going to be doing is on the side of the road, if they even allow him to do that. Yeah, that whole drug test sort of messed up your plans, didn't it? Guess you should have told him to, not do what he was. Oh, that's right. He's a bad boy. Bad boy. pay attention. You'll see that there's more money coming in, going out than is actually coming in. Really strange. You're going to see more of this, of money coming in, but more of it going out than that's coming in. Seems a little strange. I wonder what happens when people start questioning. How exactly can we trust you with Lynette's money if we can't even trust you with your own? Hmm. How can we trust you with Lynette's money if we can't even trust you with your own? Pretty sad. I'm going to give you a little brief one because today, rest of this one, I believe drops. Pretty sure that it does. I'm going to give you a taste.
Ain't no bench, ain't no condominium. Fence looks like hell, camper got mold, sheds the new mansion. But somehow it's everybody else's damn fault. They said there'd be a bench out back, some little dream by the railroad track. Condominium, big old plans, built with promises on borrowed hands. But there ain't no bench, ain't no home, just busted fence posts, barely holding on. Whole damn yard looks slapped together, one good wind and it's gone forever. Camper started growing, something black, mold on the ceiling, mold in the back. So packed of crap, abandoned ship. Now we're living in a shed with a busted lip. And when somebody asks, how'd it get this bad? Point down the road, don't look in the bag. There ain't no bench, there ain't no condominium. That fence is garbage, hell, just look at them. Living in a shed, cause the camper went black. But don't shed air, ask who was sniffing that smack. No, it couldn't be us. We didn't do nothing, we're victims, trust us. When the whole thing burns and the wheels fall off, find somebody else. It's their damn fault. Money came in, money went poof. Still ain't got a proper damn roof. Plans got bigger, progress got smaller. Every new excuse somehow got taller. Fence looks
Oh, yeah, that's all I can give you. If you remember, you'll get to see the rest of those, but I'm going to read the super chats real quick. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Ralph Fromm with 5 jewels and giving me a treat. Ralph pleading the 5th. Thank you so much. And then we also has Deb in Michigan with the 10 jewels of floating heart. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much. And it's Resting Bitch Face. What a great name. 30 jewels with a flower. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And also Curious Bear with 6 jewels, giving a little bit of a chili to me. Thank you. Keeping it hot. 200 jewels, spreading some sunshine, says my 4 sons. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And also Knock It Offler, 11-month sub. This stuff is getting crazy. Crazy, I say. I'm telling you, it just gets crazier every time. We also got Lee in the UK with 100 jewels, giving a high five. Big high five to you, Lee in the UK. I love it. Also, Mark Van Lefay. I'm Lefelt. Sorry. I'm thinking Tarjay, but it's not. It's much better. Thank you, Mark. It is so good to see you. And I hope that you are having a wonderful day. And it's going to get more and more interesting. I'm telling you, it is going to get more and more interesting. The crazy will keep coming out. And tonight, I will not be doing any sort of stream. I'm taking the night off, going to spend a little bit of time, get a little bit of work done on a video for the new song. If you haven't heard it, well, then you just need to go back to the beginning of the stream and you'll hear it. You'll hear the new song that I've been working on, and the video is going to be oh so good. Oh, so good. I'm pretty pleased with the outcome of most of it so far. And let's put it this way. I think if you've seen some of the videos I've been doing, you're gonna like this one. Take the wife out. Take the wife out. No, I actually have a work thing to do, which is working on this particular video and trying to get it completed. It's gonna take some time to do. It's not overnight. I would take the wife out, but no, I'm probably gonna be cooking for her tonight because that's what I like to do. I like to cook for my wife. She makes she makes my days good and interesting. It's the best part best part of things. And, also she doesn't care about the YouTube at all. She's just like, "You do you, boo. I'm staying out of that shit. I wanna have nothing to do with it." I was like, "Good. That's what I want. That's what I want." My wife doing her happy things, her happy dance, and I do my happy dance over here on the, silliness of the fleas and the goofiness of, all of what can be crazy with internet. Yeah, she puts up with me. She absolutely does put up with me. Amazing that she's been able to do it for almost 20 years now. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Everybody, you have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning on Mo in the Deep End. That's where I'm sending you. And then for Friday, Mo and I will be over here for a pre-FNL. We do it every Friday. We do it for maybe an hour or so, and I think this week we'll be doing some Reddit posts that we'll be reading. We'll just have to see what I can find because I have to be very careful with the medical disinformation kind of stuff. And it needs to be known that it's all going to be for fun and for humor. That's what we want to have is a little bit of fun, maybe some sarcasm, maybe a little bit of music, but most definitely we will be here for you. And Saturday is going to be a really interesting one. And I hope that you guys can join me then. I will see you guys very soon. Peace.
I thought I was the only mentally challenged one here.
Baby. Morning's here again. So let's do this, sugar. And no cream. Wake up slow, take that first sip. Shizzy's got 'em slipping, losing their grip. His moves so smooth to start your day. What you gonna do? Oh, you know the way. You know Papa don't flinch, don't blink. Ooh, baby, he's sharper than you think. Morning Whiz, take it in. Shizzy's got a whole new spin. Fools keep falling, truth's on fire. Papa Nut just lit the pyre. Oh no, they tried to come for him. Look at those fools looking so dim. They poke, they scratch, they beg, they plead. But I'm right here, waiting for my daddy to leave. Pour it black, shake off the night. Shizzy's teasing, get me going just right. Morning Whiz, start the show. Sip it slow, let it flow. Fools are crying, game's been set. Ooh, baby, they ain't seen nothing yet. Now that's a morning sugar. Coffee's hot and burning. And Shizzy Daddy, oh, he's just getting started. Come on, Daddy, give me some of that something.
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.